Hello everybody, this is Michael Torres. I'm the author of this cool blog that you have stumbled upon, or if you're my family, you received one of my emails, or a lot of my emails, saying to come check it out. So, a little about me. I'm married, I'm starting a PhD in the fall. If you read the stuff right above me, you can learn a little bit more about me. So, today's Friday, and I wanted to do a kind of anything goes kind of thing. And I was talking to my brother, and him and his girlfriend are on their way to a John Mayer concert. And apparently, she's got a little project due about high definition. So, since I kind of like technology, I thought, well, why not kind of answer that question for her, which was, what's the deal with high definition? Not in the Seinfeld voice, like I could do, but I'm not going to. But what is the deal about high definition and high definition entertainment? You know, you hear about it all the time. You know, high def, Blu-ray, HD, DVD. You know, all this kind of stuff. You know, you gotta have the coolest TV in order to see high def, and the things that you're missing out by not having it. So this is basically just going to be a Everyman, John Q-man, John, sort of anybody type definition or explanation of high definition and why it's cool. And look, I'm Mexican and I can get high definition, so I know it's not out of the reach of everybody, you know. So first off, high definition has to do with the resolution or pixels that encompass a picture. So you think about it as tiny little dots of color. And basically, the more dots that you have, the more pixels you have, the greater the picture quality can be. So, high definition right now is classified as, you know, either 720p or 1080p. 720p is 1280 by 720 pixels in the screen. 1080p is 1920 by 1080 pixels, you know. And contrast that with standard definition, which is 704 by 480. So you see these different gradients of pixelation and hence the increased quality. Now, high definition is something that the numbers don't tell the story, or it's only part of it. So what I'd like to do is do a couple demonstrations. I've got one movie on Blu-ray that we're going to check out. It's Into the Blue, starring Jessica Alba. I mean, it just happened to randomly be the nearest Blu-ray disc to me, since I practically never keep it away from my body. I mean, it is Jessica Alba, by the way. Oh, and I'm married, and I love my wife, and she's the best, and I want to take care of her, and I want to make her happy, and all that kind of stuff. So now that we got the particulars out of the way, let's talk a little bit about high definition. So let's pop the Blu-ray in, and we're going to take a look at what high definition can do. So, alright, and I'm going to make it a little clearer for y'all to see. So let's get this all straightened out. By the way, that's Jamiroquai in the background. If you know me, I am super Jamiroquai fan, and hopefully I don't get in trouble for using Jamiroquai. Now let me balance my MacBook with my hand and figure out how to do this right. So here we go. Now I'm going to play the Blu-ray disc and adjust the camera as. So here's, I've selected a particular scene that showcases very well what Blu-ray can do, and I hope that it comes out pretty well on the computer screen through the camera. I mean, my camera is not in high definition, but what you can see is there is sharp details, beautiful details. We might zoom in on, certain parts. I'm not going to allude to what those could be, but I think it's pretty obvious what we're talking about. So this is what high definition with a Blu-ray. Now, Blu-ray is a type of disc, and with Blu-ray, it's a high definition format along with HD DVD. So yeah. Now, guys out there who wouldn't want to watch Jessica Alba on high definition, I mean, she's pretty cool, so let's leave it like that. Okay, so I think this gives a pretty good view of what high definition can look like and what Blu-ray happens to look like as well. So I hope that you've gotten to see a little bit of what it can look like, One thing I would like to mention is that you go into a Best Buy, you go into these stores, and they show you Blu-ray, they show you LCD, HD TVs, all these kinds of different things, plasma. And what I found that the stores really don't do Blu-ray or HD-DVD for that matter justice. And I mean, I have it in my home, and it looks so much better in-house than in the stores. And I guess it's probably because of the lighting, and they don't really optimize the picture for the environment, So one more demonstration that I wanted to do is I have an HD TV antenna, which most local stations are broadcasting in HD right now. And so if you have an antenna, you have an an HD TV, you can pick up these signals and have a really great quality picture that only costs you the antenna. I mean, we get about 13 channels in high definition, ranging from 720p to 1080i, and the best way to show what this can mean for you is to show you. So I'm going to, once again, use my cool automatic skills, my camera operator, or my hand, I guess, and going to show you what high definition can look like. So this is a high definition feed right here, and depending on where you're at locally, the signal may not come strong all the time. It can cut out as it's doing right now. But let me show you what cable looks like. So let me see if you're able to catch this. And so this is standard definition at the 480p, and so let me show you and go back to it real quick and see if you can see the difference. Hopefully that's evident that even at 720p, which Fox and DC, that's what that shows, is standard is 720p. That's the definition that they use, and that it's quite a big difference than 480p. So, of course, in our house, Seinfeld is the general thing that we tend to watch around here. I mean, pretty much, it's a great show. It's a great show. So I hope that you've gotten to have an idea of what high definition is and why it's important. I guess, for people who like beautiful picture quality, this is the way to go. A lot of people argue saying, oh, well, you don't need this, like Blu-ray or HD DVD, for example. Oh, you don't need this technology. Downloadable content is the newest and going to be the, make these discs obsolete. And in my opinion, downloadable content can only go so far because these discs have capacities of 25 to 50 gigabytes, okay? And yes, you can compress that, and there's different codecs you can use in order to make the movie file smaller, but that's huge amounts. And I don't care if you have 1 terabyte of disks of storage space, 25 gigabytes per movie is really going to eat up pretty fast, you know. And even if at the most it's only 10 gigabytes or 12 gigabytes, that's going to leave you with a limited amount. So that's basically all I wanted to say on my first videocast, vcast, whatever the name is. So I hope you enjoyed it, and probably next time I'm going to try and be a little bit more humorous, but I'm very serious about technology, at particular high definition. All right, thank you very much.